About a year ago, I promised my friend I'd do a room tour at 1,000 subscribers. Now, that milestone has come and gone, but I move in 24 hours and I haven't even started packing yet. So I might as well make good on that promise and share it with you. Now, without further ado, here's my room tour 1.0. Now, starting off in the hall, you're greeted by a life-size tapestry of Toka from Data Live. Moving into my room, you get a nice view of my curtains and my cat who's chilling on my bed. Yes, that's my bed, I don't use a mattress. There's also my setup, my bookshelves, and of course, my figures. Now, behind my door, I have a life-size tapestry of Kurumi from Data Live, and next to her, I have a life-size tapestry of Shiki from Summer Pockets, which is Key's best VN. Next to them, we have my alternate art Pokemon cards. These are kind of the reason why I got back into collecting cards in the first place. They just have really nice art, and since pulling or buying them, they've kind of gone up in value about $2,000. Above my cards, I have a small tapestry of MDR from Girls Frontline, a tapestry of Data Live, Alcana, and Tsuryotu. Off to the right above my detolfs, I have some Gunpla, so some real grades and high grades from Gundam 00 and Gundam Seed. In my closet, we have my life-size Asuna tapestry. And next to her, we have my side detolfs, which basically just houses all the figures that are too big or too extravagant to put alongside my other figures. In the center of my room, I have my detolf wall. This is where a majority of my collection goes, obviously the figures, but also art books, signed shikishis, acrylic boards, and more. Next to my door, I have a cool calendar I picked up in Asia. Moving on to my detolfs, in the first shelf I got my Data Live girls and the 10th anniversary acrylic. Below them, my Girls Frontline figures, some more Girls Frontline, and the Kurumis that aren't as cool as the top shelf Kurumi. Here I have my Saikano girls, probably one of my favorite figure sets, and my Monogatari girls, even though I've only watched Baken Monogatari. It's just a filler shelf, Roxy, Karen, and some cutesy figure that was super cheap. The centerpiece of my old collection, Kurisu. I know nothing about Toho, but a cool looking Toho girl and the Oshidabu MCs. My Pokemon shelf, there's Black and White 2, my favorite games. Sightseer, which is now like $1,000 card. Some cards for Rosa and Lily, and some extra alternate arts under her base. My No Game No Life shelf with some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. The God cards I always wanted as a kid. And some old and new cards that I used to play. And the centerpiece of my collection, Kurisu. My Perfect Grade Gundam Maxi Repair. The limited edition Dynasty at Yen. And the Labman badges. Chi from Chobits, Utaba from Persona, and Roy from Gate. Got my RGB shelf with some LEDs. My short shelf with my smaller figures because of this ridiculously tall Blackrock shooter, one of my least favorite figures. The Arknights detolf with Schwartz and my W Garage kit, one of my favorite figures. Their faces are just excellent. Hoshiguma with their own shelf, and Bagpipe being Bagpipe. My Ordinal Scale shelf. Honestly love the sculpt and effects on this Asuna. The Penguin Girls from Arknights. Some Xenoblade figures, never played the game, and honestly I'm not a big fan of them. The SAO heroines in War of Underworld. And my cat from an editing mistake. The SAO heroines again. The Mix Mash shelf with Hina, Chitoge, and Kyoko. And Alice with cool eye patch. some gunpla topping the details, unicorn stuff, Exio with the badass cloak, Yume who I forgot up here while moving stuff, and finally the Strike Freedom and the Destiny. And finally, my visual novel section. Undeniably the best medium in the entire industry. No editors asking for another chapter, no publishers asking for another book. No rules, no regulations, no censorship. Creators betting their entire companies on a single release. It's just one team making one vision from the beginning to its end. A single series capable of reaching hundreds of hours. A story that can make you laugh, cry, and horny. Please go read some visual novels. Yeah, so if it wasn't obvious enough, I like visual novels. For the veteran Hiki otakus out there, you may have noticed several of the tracks were from a visual novel called Hentai Prison, including that epic track just now, which is Execute You. Also, I swear it's not hentai. Now, here's my currently meager physical VN collection, my Umineko acrylic, the Sakura no Toki first edition bonus disc, Sakura no Toki, which was delayed year after year for like 5 years, which definitely paid off in my opinion as it was even greater than Sakuta, which is right next to it. Next to Sakuta, we have Subarashiki Hippie full voice HD version, or Wonderful Everyday, which I believe is the greatest written work of all time, also by Scotty. And all three of which winning awards for one reason or another, and they're all sitting on the first page of VMDB and AeroGamescape ratings. Now, I can't recommend Super Hippie to everyone as it has some of the following tags, which are definitely not safe for work, but I will say it is undeniably the most creative, engaging, and thought-provoking work of philosophy and entertainment. Then we got Little Busters, very good, probably my second favorite key work, definitely made me cry. And then Summer Pockets, Reflection Blue, my favorite key work, where Shiki's from, that's her. Then we got Tsuba Hippie again, but this is the 10th anniversary edition because this work is incredible and I needed a second copy. And finally we got the original Tsuba Hippie, which is not fully voiced, because I needed a third copy. And here's just some extra VN stuff and drawn to Arc Alter. By the way, the Fate franchise also stemmed from a visual novel, just so you know. Now, that's enough shilling for VNs. The rest of the bookshelf are my light novels. This shelf is essentially my favorite shelf, minus I'm in Love with the Villainous, which is just there to fill up space. My SAO Excel World or Kawaharaverse shelf with some art book, some more light novels, and some of my Pokemon stuff and extra junk. And onto the next shelf, we got my meager Blu-ray collection, some Fate figures, some of my favorite manga, which I've reserved to the upper shelves, plus some light novels that I haven't really finished getting physical copies of. Random manga I bought on a whim. And probably the most expensive part of the entire shelf, which is a bunch of unopened Evolving Skies Pokemon stuff. Under my desk I have my travel PC, which is in the NZXT H1 case. Super small, it fits in like anything. My Scouty Elter figure, which was an incredible pain to buy and ship. My Iona Premium Tournament collections. My W Tapestry, because W has the best character design. And the only reason I started playing Arknights. Here's some more Pokemon cards. My Iono alternate art. My Lucky Star Tapestry. And my PC, which is under it. I made a shorts on it, but it's a 13900K with a 4090 and 64 gigs of DDR5. I only use it to read visual novels and watch anime, and occasionally play Genshin and Apex. My Mona figure, because I recently started Genshin, and I'd rather buy merch than pixels. My Soul Miku, definitely one of my favorites. The Razer Basilisk. My ultra-wide and temp monitors. And my iPad, which I use to read light novels and manga. HyperX mic, a Huntsman keyboard, and the glorious Model O. And that's a Thermaltake Miku collab mousepad. And above my desk, I have my favorite tapestries. The original cover art, Tsubahibi Tapestry, which I spent over a year watching auction and secondhand sites to finally get my hands on. A special Tsubahibi Tapestry with Yuki and Zakuro. Also spent close to a year to find someone selling this. finally the Alcana Extra 2 tapestry, which isn't really that rare, but still a great tapestry. And there's a tapestry of Kurumi on the ceiling, pointing her gun at me. Some plushies on my bed. I don't really have anything fancy here because it's just too expensive to ship big plushies. My Steins Gate curtain, some toe thing I won in Akiba, and a No Game No Life Zero curtain. And that was the room tour. I do have some unopened D12s that I want to place on the other side of my bed to create like a fake wall, but I move tomorrow, so that's probably never happening. Since my room will never look like this again, here's a dark mode of the room. I don't have any fancy RGB stuff because I haven't really bothered with it yet, but I'll get to it eventually after I move. Hopefully this was interesting to you. And lastly, here's the room, all emptied out. And my new room, which I can finally remodel for the collection. I'll see you all around. Peace.